This is where the 3 nights of real crap sleep and travel start. Hi. Welcome to this week's vlog. So what I mean to say is it's 1:45 a.m. on Tuesday morning. I'm going to get up at 7. It's like 5 hours of sleep if I go to bed right now. I work graveyard on the weekends, remember? So Sunday night to Monday morning, I worked. And I slept until like 12 noon Monday. So I've only been awake for almost, only 14 hours. It's about time to go to bed, but like I'm awake. And it's hard to go to sleep. Yeah. This vlog is going to be rough, guys. Get ready for a ride. So I'm editing this vlog right now and realizing that I didn't give an explanation as to what happened prior to this trip. On Thursday, 2 weeks ago, as you're watching this, I found out that my bigger liver tumor that was measuring 2.2 centimeters in the March scans actually went down to 1.8 centimeters. Which is a pretty significant difference when you're measuring EHE. And that's amazing because I don't think many of us have ever seen a reduction like that from a drug alone. It's awesome. So that was really cool. And then in the same breath, I found out that Ikena, which is the company that is making this drug and running this trial, decided to pull that trial. They're no longer going to manufacture this drug. They are no longer going to run the trial. Basically, they killed it due to money reasons. There's only, across the United States, there were only a total of 26 patients on the trial between both mesothelioma patients and epithelioid hemangioendothelioma patients. And of the EHE patients, there were only 7 of us on that trial. But to see a reduction was amazing. I've never had that happen. So that's really cool. So I really felt like I had the rug pulled out from under me very quickly. And it caught me off guard. But, as you'll hear Dr. Cote explain later in this video, it takes a lot of money to run these trials. And when you don't have a supporting number of patients for that money, it's impossible to do. Which sucks because, I don't really want to say this because there's a nasty notion behind it that, pharmaceutical companies want to keep us sick so that we can keep making the money. But there's also, we're just money. We are profit for pharmaceutical companies. And there's a problem when there's not enough profit. We don't have cures. And that is what truly sucks about being an incredibly rare type of cancer patient. I don't want people to think that I believe that pharmaceutical companies want to keep us sick, because I really don't think that that's true. I truly do not believe that. Otherwise, there wouldn't be amazing scientists and doctors and researchers out there genuinely trying to find cures and helping us. I think it's a ridiculous notion. But money has to be had. Up until 2013, 2014, EHE only had one researching doctor in Cleveland, Dr. Brian Rubin. He's our headliner. He's our hero. He was the one doctor in the world researching this cancer and putting anything into it. And we created the EHE Foundation, and we raise money yearly for the foundation, and it has allowed his research to grow to other parts of the world and expand his research team in Chicago. And it's incredible what numbers can do, both big and small. So that's the premise of this vlog, is that I had reduction. I'm having a response to a treatment that is now being taken away from not only me, but possibly other people who it could help. And that's what makes my heart hurt, is that we could have an actual standard of care treatment plan that we don't have currently, or at least be closer to one, and maybe now not so much. And that's not to put down other trial drugs for EHE, because I know there's some of us on other trials, and maybe they're working, maybe they're not. I don't know. But it hurts. So you may see me pop in and out of this vlog a little bit as I try to give some explanation, because I was joking in that first clip about chaos. Let's just watch.
So I'm doing something a little different this trip. Instead of filming on my phone, I am filming on my old vlogging camera. This is what you look like. So, anyways, I'm at the airport now, waiting for the plane to arrive. I am flying through Minneapolis both ways, and my mom literally just sent me a text that said it looks like sketchy weather in Minneapolis today. So that's cool. I'm scheduled to get into Boston around 11:45 p.m. And you know how it goes from there. I'm not staying at either hotel that I usually stay at, because they were both booked. I'm staying towards the south end of Boston near Quincy. Oh well. It's okay. Another new hotel room tour. Gotta love it. Okay. I'm just hanging out. I'm just waiting. I got here early for me. An hour early. An hour before boarding. I gotta wait around. Thank goodness for good friends who give you free drinks. Thanks, Christina.
It was like the longest walk ever. So it's fine. I got my steps in, so I didn't get my full run-in.
So it feels weird to do this camera in public, more so than my phone. Anyways, our connection from Minneapolis to Boston has been delayed by 3 hours due to weather, runway construction. Sounds like our plane had to get replaced.
So now I'm not getting into Boston until 2:30 is when we're landing. And if I'm not at my hotel by 3, then I don't have a hotel. And honestly, at this point, I'm not sure what the point is. I'm only going to be in a hotel room for 4 hours. Why pay for 4 hours in a room when I could just go to the hospital and pass the F out of the hospital in the waiting room? I literally don't know. So that's where we're at. That's what's happening. That's what's going on. This has not been fun. Knowing what this appointment is going to consist of already made this trip not fun, and here we are, a flight delay, making it less fun. More stress. Of course, I had to fly into the one airport today that had weather delays. This is so stupid. This just is what it is. Well, it's 3:30 a.m. and I made it to Boston. At least I made it. But I will be sleeping in the hospital tonight, so that's fun.
So whether you're here for business or vacation, or just returning home,
So I get to the hospital, right? And technically I'm really not supposed to be sleeping up there. But I explained my situation to the kind security guard, and he was like, oh, just go up to the second floor and take a nap. I was like, cool. We cool, bro. And then the fire alarm goes off just as I sat down.
Evacuation signal sound after this message. Walk to the nearest stairway and leave the floor. While the report is being verified, occupants on other floors should await further instructions. Attention please. The signal tone you have just heard indicates a report of an emergency in this building. If your floor evacuation signal sounds after this message, walk to the nearest stairway and leave the floor. While the report is being verified,
Let's go to sleep.
on other floors should await further instructions.
So whatever's going on, I think it's in the parking garage. Camera would focus on me. There we go. But I was literally just about to lay down on a bench inside, basically, like a bench chair, and catch a little bit of sleep, hopefully. And then an alarm went off, which you just heard. So I went downstairs and asked the security guard down there what I should do. He's like, well, you should probably go outside, wait for this all blow over. You ain't getting any sleep tonight. And I was like, okay. I can get sleep where I can. I slept on the plane over here from Minneapolis, so that's good. Something better than nothing. So I'll just twiddle my thumbs.
So I finally made it back inside about 4:30, 4:35-ish. And I went back upstairs, went back to where I was, and laid down. Just wanted to rest. Just wanted to wait until, like, I could go upstairs, pretty much. And the alarm went off again. It wasn't me, I swear.
If your floor evacuation signal sounds after this message, walk to the nearest stairway and leave the floor.
crisis averted. They cleared everything. It's back where I was. The security guard here is really nice. The elevators don't open to go up beyond floor 2 until 5, which is in about a half an hour. So I'm gonna set my alarm for 5 and then go snooze upstairs. This trip's turning out to be even more of a doozy than I originally thought. Welcome to my life. Yes, you've been here. If you've been here a while, you know this is how it goes. So, yay me. Oh my God, it took me a decade and a half to get up here. Fire alarm went off 3 times. Elevators open at 5. A little past 5, but I would get in, press the button for 7, it would light up and then turn off and take me up to 3 and then not open the doors. And I was like, So I'd have to go back down to 1 to exit the elevator. Not freaky at all. Check out the sunrise. It's not bad. It's pretty, reflecting off that building over there. The whole point of coming up here was that it's quiet. And there's like a couch at the end of the hall down here that I can at least lay down on for a little while, whether I get sleep or not. Guess we'll find out. Oh, and it's dark down here. Spooky, spooky hospitals. There's cameras everywhere. Oh, they're motion detector lights. Oh, I could just sleep. I hate motion detector lights. Just stay off. I don't want you on. Blech. Yeah, we can acknowledge real quick that I'm in a different spot. But anyways, after I laid down, probably around 5:30 on the couch in the hallway that I was talking about, and fell asleep. I put my hat over my face so that the lights wouldn't keep me awake. People started coming in around 6:30, and at like 7:15, one of the receptionists, Junie, who's a total sweetheart, love her to death, in a thick Jamaican accent, comes up to the couch and just goes, "Hello," and, you know, kind of woke me up. And I just like, I recognized her voice and I just like pulled my hat up and I was like, "Hey, Junie." And she goes, "Oh my God, Joanna, what are you doing here?" I'm not gonna even try and attempt her accent, but, and I was like, well, and I explained, you know, flight got delayed, got in late, came to the hotel, or came to the hospital and slept. And she's like, "Oh my God, you've had a horrible night. Let me see if I can find you a room now." My appointment wasn't until 9. She's like, "And let's see if we can get you in a bed so you can sleep." And I was like, I'm down for that. I'm down for that. And so she did. She checked me in. She got me all taken care of. We put me in a room with a gurney bed instead of a chair, which I could have slept in one of the chairs too. They're comfy. And because I was there early, Dr. Cote came in early, but, you know, we just got everything started early, which was nice. The following is the conversation we've had. You might want to turn your volume up for it a little bit to hear him. I turned the volume up on the clip as much as I could, but it's still a little bit mumbly. So, you know, we kind of go into detail the options of, you know, what we have now as far as this drug and how it's working and where to go from here, because I can stay on the medication, which is great because it's working and we want it to keep working.
Yeah. So you probably heard there's been some decision with the company not to develop this drug.
Mm-hmm.
So I met with them when I was at this conference. They're just, from a commercial standpoint, they're just not seeing the level of activity that they need to like move it forward.
Right.
This is frustrating, but the reality of drug development.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't help when you only have 26 patients.
what's that?
It doesn't help when you only have 26 patients in a trial.
Yeah, I mean, they have to, these trials cost, millions and millions, if not billions, to take it to FDA approval.
Yeah.
So anyway, so what does that mean for us? So I think two things. So one is multiple things. One is that they're committed to, keeping everybody on drug who's driving benefit, as long as they have supply.
Mm-hmm.
That supply issue is like a big question, because the way you and a couple other patients are doing, like, you could be on this for a really long time.
Yeah.
So, like, will you outlast the company or the? I don't know. So in the short term, nothing's going to change as far as the drug and the dosing. At some point, we may have to think about, what we do if this company doesn't exist or there's no more manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to Vyvanse or whatever the other company is that has one of these drugs. They're like the lead. And I made a pitch for them to take all you guys on, at some point, and they were open to that idea.
Okay.
So there might be like a way to just change to a different drug. That drug probably has more risk of protein issues in the urine, but they haven't seen anybody have any like kidney function issues. So,
Okay.
So that would be sort of a future plan. They're the most likely to get FDA approval for mesothelioma out of the group. So once the drug's approved, then we're all set, right?
Yeah.
So you just get it. Anyway, so for travel, so I emailed James. I haven't heard back yet. I'm hoping that we can do one of two things. One is we make a trial just for you. It's called a single patient IND, and I've done this before. Yeah, it's funny.
Special.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a bit of work. It's not terrible, but it's just a matter of if he can. Does he run trials at his place?
I don't.
Like, what's the setup?
I don't
Is it just a
know.
community group? Like, is it like an office, like a parking lot, or is it like a hospital?
It's a hospital.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute.
Do you know if they do research there?
I think they do.
Alright.
think they do.
All right. If they do, then he can do it. And I would help him write it, and then basically it would be just a trial for you. So they would like send the drug to him. He would do all the monitoring, and then how far is he from you?
He's 4 hours, but if I was only going to pick up the drug once a month, that's,
It's doable,
that's
right?
cake. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Better than here.
Yeah.
All right, so that's one option. Another is we do like what's called like a compassionate access extension protocol, something like that, where basically like you and the other 3 people I'm treating right now, like we would run the study here, but just make it so flexible that you'd like come out quarterly or something and do labs through him or something like that.
Yeah.
So he could see you monthly,
Mm-hmm.
but you basically just have to fly out like 4 times a year to get that, which would be fun.
And that works too.
I don't know if the company would still fund that travel, so we'd have to budget that in.
Right, and one of my question was, this isn't an FDA approved drug, so insurance isn't going to cover the cost of the drug, correct?
The drug would be free.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. The drug would be free. There wouldn't be any research studies. It would just all be safety based, which will all be covered by insurance. So the only thing you'd be on the hook on would be the flights, which is a lot.
Which quarterly is a lot easier than 3 times a month.
So maybe just roll it into like visiting family or something.
Yeah.
So I think that's our plan right now.
Okay.
So it's gonna be one of those like 2 options.
Okay.
And then I would just any extra while we get that in motion, it's gonna take some time to do that. Any extra like those extra week Was day 14 visits?
15.
Just skip
That's
them.
what today is. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna just skip those. Okay.
Okay.
So that way there's no like extra travel.
Okay.
I wonder if we can dispense for next time.
Yeah, I wonder if we could dispense July's as well, and I could just come out in August.
Yeah. I'm just gonna text the 6 a.m. in California.
Yeah.
Think
Who cares?
Think they'll answer?
You know how often I get called at 5 a.m. in California because you guys don't open up here at 8.
Yeah, let's see here.
In Massachusetts, no matter who you are or where you're from,
So after
so whether you're here for business,
he came and left.
or just returning home,
He came in a couple of times and, you know, tried to update me, kind of give me ideas of what really to expect.
Welcome to Boston. This is Mayor Michelle Wu, and let me be the first to say we're
I don't know.
glad you're
I
here.
still don't know what's gonna
Welcome
like
to the City
truly
of
happen
Champions,
with this.
the birthplace of revolutionary ideas and life-changing innovations, a hub for art, activism, science, and civic engagement. We're proud to be the place where
Still
people
left with
come
unknowns.
to do good in the world.
I will be back next
And we
week.
invite you to get to know the communities
And,
that power our sense of possibility.
I'm not really sure how to feel. I'm not really sure how to feel. That's where I'm at. I'm still so tired. They let me stay and just sleep as much as I could. I met one of our other EHEers who I might stay with next week at his house because he's got an appointment around the same time I do. He was really nice. His name is John. I should have gotten a picture with him. I will next week. So, anyway, still not sure how to feel. I'm not sure how to process this. I'm gonna have to talk with my family and rewatch basically the conversation that we had and go from there. Kind of figure it out. So in conclusion, basically I'm staying on the medication. The trial itself is ending, but we don't know exactly how much information Ikena is going to require for me to stay on the medication. As you heard him say, we're not going to do day 15 appointments anymore. So I'm going to be going, as far as I know in this moment, every 21 days. As I'm making this right now, my next appointment is in 2 days. So I'm also working on the other vlog as we speak. And I'll have more answers then, I think more clarification as to how we're going to approach this and, you know, maybe how many months of medication I can get at a time. It sure would be nice to not have to travel on July 3rd, 2nd and 3rd, because that's when the next cycle would begin. So that's it. That's what that whole trip was about. As far as getting this vlog out late, I deeply apologize. I had time issues because I vlogged between both my phone and my vlogging camera, and when I tried to take the files off of the memory card from that camera and put them on my computer, they would not read, and I was like, panic. Did I just, like, do I now not have access to all of that? But I had a secret little workaround. I put the memory card in my other camera, my photography camera, and I was able to transfer wirelessly those videos from my camera to my phone and make this for you. So, yay. Good things. All right. I'm going to finish this up, upload it. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the delay. And I'll see you guys again at the end of this week or next week. Whenever I post, I guess. Bye.